Hi, I am back on the Blue Ridge Parkway. As I said in the last video, I just got off of work, looked at a piece of investment property. Anyway, and now I'm ready to start, more or less start my day. It's about 1 p.m. and I'm definitely ready to start my day. I am on the Blue Ridge Parkway going north toward Blowing Rock. Anyway, on the way in here, at one of my turns, I had a little snafu, and I hope that little snafu is not a warning of things to come. I took my left-hand turn, and for some reason, my car jerked really hard. The transmission, I'm guessing, is what caused it to jerk really hard, and I hope that is not a forewarning to things to come. I continued, I stopped, I pulled on there was a little pull out there, and I pulled over onto the pull out and turned the car off and sat there for a couple minutes and then proceeded on to here to the Blue Ridge Parkway and had no more issues. But I definitely hope that that's not a forewarning. I had another car years ago and it did this. Well, I have actually two cars. The first car years and years ago, it had this weird where the transmission would jerk all the time, and I bought it used at 80,000 miles, and it just jerked all the time, periodically, it was intermittent, but it did it all the time, and I had the transmission checked out like 3 times, and nothing was ever wrong with it. And then I think at 185,000, the mechanic noticed that the servo or something to do with the transmission was leaking. Ultimately, I drove it to almost 250,000 and got rid and traded it, so it did me very well. Then I had a Chevy Impala though, and the transmission started going out at 72,000. It would jerk or slip. It was like a delayed shift. So anyway, this one, I don't know. I just bought this car. I haven't had it that long. I've only been driving it for a couple of months. I bought it a little bit before that, but I've only been driving it for a couple of months, and I really hope that this is not a forewarning of things to come. And it's low miles. It's 10 years old, but it's only got like 48,000 miles. I mean, anyway. But the Impala was only 5 years old and had 72,000. So anyway, I don't want to go off on a big long tangent on my car. That does worry me just a tiny bit, but hopefully it's nothing. I just filled up with gas. It's possible that it was, bad fuel, whatever, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I'm here at a overlook, and I'm getting ready to, I was going to get out and walk up to the overlook, but it's starting to rain, so I think that's not going to, because looks like I got to hike a little bit, and I'm in flip-flops, and it's rainy, and I definitely do not want to fall down. So I think I'm going to leave this area and find an actual overlook, because this overlook doesn't have an overlooking the mountains or anything like that. Anyway, so I'm not going to, anyway, I don't want to keep ranting. I don't want to rant and rave about my car. I just hope that everything's going to be okay. If it is a transmission, and if it's like the Impala, I drove it for months before it got really bad. Anyway, maybe, and I wonder, maybe it just didn't want to take the fuel, because it could have been a fuel issue. I just gotten gas. Maybe I stomped on the gas pedal too hard. Who knows? I don't know, but it did jerk pretty hard. So hopefully that won't happen again. Cross my fingers, it does not happen again. Anyway, like I said, I'm here at an overlook, and I'm getting ready to, it's starting to rain, so I'm going to leave and go find another overlook that I don't have to hike on. So, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, as promised, I'm back on the Blue Ridge Parkway. I passed 2 or 3, overlooks, but they weren't very good. I wasn't able to stop. I mean, they didn't have an overlook, not like this one. This one, technically, I had to actually walk down. I actually had to park. I'm going to walk you guys down this way a little bit. I actually had to park, I don't know, about 100 or 150 feet back I don't know, not far. It wasn't too far. I didn't have to walk too far. And then walk back up here to get the pictures and the video. Okay, I've walked about maybe another 50 feet from where I started. So now I'm about midways into this little area. It is an overlook, but it's not a place where you can park. I had to park up the way a little bit, or down the way a little bit, whatever you want to call it. Okay, here's another little section, which is it's gorgeous out here. It's kind of a rainy-ish day. It's like it'll rain a little bit and then it'll stop, or it'll kind of drizzle and then it'll stop, and then and then the sun will come out and then it'll get overcast. So, but it makes for some beautiful, beautiful video and beautiful pictures. Okay, I am now down here at the part of the overlook it's overlooking the mountains, and it's again, like I said, it's an absolutely gorgeous day. It's rainy though. It's kind of wet. It's wet. I want to say that. It's, like I said earlier, drizzling. It'll drizzle, then stop. Sun will come out. It'll go back to drizzling. Not something I really like. But again, gorgeous. Okay, here is the bridge. I've zoomed in, and like I said, I've zoomed in on it. Let me zoom out. You can probably still see the bridge. A little more, yeah, you can still see the bridge. So that's way off in the distance. Okay, here is some video walking back toward where my car is parked. This first video slideshow is from an overlook that I took, I think, when I first got on the Parkway. Here is a video slideshow of pictures I took when I first got out of my car here at the Rough Ridge Overlook. The next two videos are Cloudy Overlook and a video of the highway and the background behind it. Here are videos, pictures, basically video slideshows, pictures of the mountains here at the Rough Ridge Overlook. Here are two video slideshows, Rough Ridge Overlook and plants and leaves that I took pictures of while I was walking down to the overlook area on the highway where there is no parking. Anyway, and as everyone, well, I don't know if anyone's watched my previous videos, but if you have, you know I love to photograph plants and leaves. Okay, I'm at Pilot Ridge Overlook. The sun is finally coming out, so it looks, the pictures are a little bit better, a little bit clearer. I don't know if the sun will come back out or not. Okay, Green Mountain Overlook. I think I was here the last time I was at the Blue Ridge Parkway, if I remember correctly. But it wasn't earlier in the day like this. It was later in the evening, because I vaguely remember thinking I would take a walk down this little walking trail, and then decided that might not be such a good idea since it's kind of steep and kind of straight down, and I'm in flip-flops, so probably not a good idea anyway, but I do remember that. Get back up here. Okay, here's another vantage point. This is like right in the middle. This is gorgeous. I'm here at the Green Mountain Overlook on the Blue Ridge Parkway. I did a video, I took some pictures. Anyway, I got back in the car and I realized there was this little daisy I wanted to photograph. The wind was blowing, so it didn't take as well as I'd hoped. Anyway, I didn't do a video of it, I just did some pictures, and they're in the upcoming slideshow. Okay, I'm down here at another overlook. I'm not sure what the name of it is. It's nice. I wanted to get down there to that little walkway there, but I found the trail to go down there to it, and it's just too steep. There's no way I'm going to be able to get down there to it. Would love to. There was another way. There might be another way. I'm gonna check around, see if there's another way to get down there. Okay, so there is another walking trail to get down here to this. There's like two trails. One is kind of dirt and very, very steep, but the other one is to the other side, on the opposite side, and it's pretty flat. So lucky me, I found it, and I didn't have to walk up this little trail. Now this little trail looks okay when you're going up, but when you get up way up there, it's not so much. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Let's go over here to the other side. Looks like someplace you can fish. I'm assuming this is part of Price Lake, because it's not too far from the lake. Okay, this is the other side of this tiny little, I don't know what you'd call it, pond, reservoir, lake, which I assume is part of Price Lake. And then here looks like you go into the walking trail area. But that is it's pretty wet, pretty crappy. There's someone parked up there that I assume come up here to hike it, but a little steep and not something I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm here at another overlook. I finally found a little trail, as I said in the video, to get to where the bridge is. I decided I wasn't going to walk even a little bit down the hiking trail because it's pretty muddy. Truth is, I didn't realize how much I really didn't realize how much being rear-ended by a semi would affect me until I started trying to hike again and dance. And that's in addition, or on top of, on top of the fact that I hurt my knee a couple of years ago on the treadmill. It took about a year, or over a year, for my knee to start feeling better. And then last year, I don't know what I did to my ankle, but I did something to it, and my ankle hurt me I was braced for about 3 or 4 months, and I had no idea how that any of that would affect me. I just didn't know that, and now that I do, I know that there's not a lot. I'm limited. If it's not flat, or pretty flat, then I'm kind of limited in what I can do. Anyway, the next 2 or 3 slideshows are going to be right here at the bridge and the lake. Okay, I'm at another overlook. I just passed the sign for Blowing Rock. And I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I'm at another overlook, and there's no sign or no name on this one either. And as I said in the last video, I am just past there was an exit for Blowing Rock, and I'm just past that. Here's the, I'm at the same overlook. I have taken some pictures out here though, and oh, they're gorgeous. Oh, that cloud formation is gorgeous. Okay, I'm at another overlook, and I have no idea what the name of this one is either. Okay, here's another vantage point. There are some beautiful rocks at this overlook. I walked a little ways out, and it's you can't walk down to the rocks, of course, and I wouldn't even try if I could, but I did photograph some of the rocks. They're like straight down. Anyway, And I'm also going to have to find a potty. There is a little walking trail here, which I could probably walk down and go, but there's some more people here. So I'm going to drive down the Parkway a little bit, see if I find a bathroom, or see if there's an exit to get off. And I could have gotten off at Boone, but I didn't. Anyway, so I'm going to go a little further north. Maybe I'll find a bathroom soon. Oh, and there's a slideshow right after this of the rocks I took pictures of. Okay, I'm at another overlook. And again, there's no sign for this particular overlook. And no walking trail either, so no little place to go down and take a little potty break. Okay, I'm here at the Tompkins Knob Overlook. I pulled in here. There's no one here. It's raining. It's starting to rain. Luckily for me, there's a walking trail here. A nice walking trail. Really, really nice one. Flat, not steep or anything. I know the last one I had to use, that's been like 3 weeks ago. But 2.5 weeks ago or something. It was a little steeper, but this one's nice and flat. And I was finally able to get myself a little potty break. So anyway, I'm going to get out, take a few pictures, maybe walk you guys down the trail. I'm going to maybe walk down the trail just a little bit. As I stated, I'm here at Tompkins Knob Overlook, and I'm going to go down the walking trail. Okay, this is the Brown's cabin. I decided to walk in the opposite direction down the other walking trail, which brought me over here to what they call the Brown's cabin. I still want to walk down the other walking trail just a little bit. It was a very nice walking trail, as I stated. Nice, flat, just really nice. Okay, I'm going to walk up here. Walk to the front of it. Looks like there's another little, what was probably a little barn. So this, hold on, this was probably the front porch at some point. And I'm going to take some photos while I'm out here too, and it's raining. Starting to rain. Okay. It's just a cabin, nothing in there. I'm not going to show you the inside. And here, over here, out in the distance, you can see what's probably the barn. Okay, I'm gonna take some photos now. Okay, here is the walking trail that at the overlook that I'm still at. And I hopped out of my car and I needed to use take a potty break. So, and there's no bathrooms up here on the Blue Ridge Parkway, not to speak of. I could have probably gotten off at Blowing Rock or Boone, but I didn't, because I kind of want to keep driving north. But anyway, so I found a little place out here to use the restroom. Anyway, bushes, unfortunately, but it works. When I got back to my car, I walked the 500 feet over to the Brown's cabin. And there's not much to it. I did a small video, a short video, and I took some pictures, which I'll upload a little bit. I'll put in the video a little bit later. Or it may be in a second video, depending on how much depending on how much I have at the end of the day. Anyway, I walked further than this. The first trek, I walked quite a bit further than this. I walked all the way around till it started getting all these high bushes, all these high weeds. Okay, the trail starts to get a little more narrow, I think, down here, and then a lot more brush and plants and things. So, sun's coming back out. It was raining, and I'm not going to go any farther. Okay, I'm back out at the entrance to the trail. The sun's starting to come back out, but it's still pretty wet. I slipped on the trail. I didn't fall down, but I did slip a little bit. So as you can see, it's starting to brighten up. It was getting cloudy, rainy. Now it's starting to clear up. It's been doing this all day. Okay, guys, I'm backtracking a bit. I'm still here at the Tompkins Knob overlook. Just got back in my car. As I said, it's still wet out. It's kind of been off and on, raining all day, off and on, and it was still wet on the trail. I slipped a little bit. Didn't fall down, thankfully, but I did slip. Anyway, I need to take a heart pill. I know that. I went down and took some pictures and some video of what they call the Brown's Cabin, which is north. It's on the Blue Ridge Parkway going north, probably, I don't know, maybe 10 miles past Boone and Blowing Rock, maybe 15, I'm not sure. Anyway, this first video slideshow is of a previous overlook, and then I will come back and get caught up with the rest of the videos. I stopped and didn't do any more slideshows because it was like Anyway, I'm losing my train of thought, and you know what, I have to check it. I may have started with this. I know at the last stop, I said, that's it, I'm not going to do any more video. I'm not going to do any more video slideshows because I got to go to the bathroom too bad, so I just got to find a place to stop. So, let me start. I think I may have already, I think I actually already did the previous slideshow, which is going to be earlier in the video. If not, then the next thing you'll see is an overlook. If I did, then the next thing you'll see is Tompkins Knob, the sign for Tompkins Knob Overlook, and just a couple of nature photos. The next video slideshows are of the Brown's Cabin, followed by the walking trail that I took when I first came in here, the one that I needed to walk down to take a potty break. I pulled in here to the overlook, and I just happened to see the sign, the hiking sign, and I decided, you know what, I got to go to the bathroom. I can't wait. I have to just run into the woods or the forest and go. So anyway, that's the next two videos you'll see. Okay, I'm at the end of the line here. I'm at 59 videos. I can't tie any more videos than that together on my phone. I know I went back and I tried Filmmaker to tie, because it allows you to tie up to 200 together. I tried it. I used it. I wasn't pleased with it. I was actually, after I tried it again, I know there were a couple of early videos that I used and I really liked it. And then when I went back and I tried it again, I wasn't too pleased. I don't know if it was because I was using a different app. I know in the very beginning I was using the Bloom app, and now I'm not using the Bloom app anymore. I like the Bloom app, but when I did an update on it, it no longer worked properly. I paid for it thinking that it would give me more than 5 minutes of recording time, and it doesn't. Anyway, when I upgraded, or they did an update to it. It just was real buggy. It doesn't work well. Sometimes it'll record, sometimes it won't. I've done 5-minute videos and then there's nothing there, or a 5-minute video with no voice. Very annoying. Very annoying. I did that like maybe 3 times and then that was it. I said, I'm not going to do this again. I'll just wait until they do another update. And when they do a new update, hopefully it will correct it'll correct the bugs that were in this last update. If not, then eventually I'll just probably get rid of it. Hopefully eventually, I mean, I'm waiting to, because it's downloaded and I don't want to have to pay for it again. I've already paid for it. The only thing paying for it did was really give me more filters. But anyway, so I'm just keeping it on my phone and waiting until hopefully they do an update that will correct the bugs. Since that time, I've since downloaded this particular app that I'm using, BeautyCam, and I use BeautyCam. I really like it. It gives me 5 minutes, and I really like it. I also use Camera 365 when I want to do more than 5 minutes. It's a good app to use. I go between. Sometimes I just do 5 minutes and then just it stops and I go to another 5 minutes and another 5 minutes. But depending on how much I'm going to record, or if I'm just going to do one straight video where I know it's going to be 15-20 minutes, then I will use Camera 365. I also have Sweet Candy Cam, and I on occasion use it as well. It's only 3 minutes, but I like it as well. It works well for like the intros to my slideshows, but I don't use it a lot because it does a lot of ads. It shows tons and tons and tons of ads. So if I'm going to do 1 or 2, it works, but you know, only 1 or 2 intros. But if I do more than that, I don't really like it. So I'm now mostly using BeautyCam and Camera 365, and of course I use my own camera for the actual video, like the actual video that you saw here on the Blue Ridge Parkway and at the overlooks. Those are my phone. Those are all my phone. The video is all my phone. The pictures are all my phone. Anyway, I am at number 60. This is all I can tie together at one time. So this is going to be it for now. I'm going to continue to, I'm still headed north. I'm not done with the Parkway yet. I'm still headed north past Blowing Rock and Boone. And I'm going to continue to go a little bit farther and see where I end up. But as far as doing any more video, this is the last video I'm going to be able to do on this particular video. The next one will be, I'll just basically go to part 2. Anyway, part 2 of the this is like part 1 of the revisit to Blue Ridge Parkway. Anyway, my time's almost up, so I'm going to get off of here and continue on my trek. I hope everyone has a good weekend, good week. God bless. Peace.